An opportunity found for Rear Adam to once again get onto home ground and be on series point, grand finals point potentially. Question is, can they actually capitalize? Last time it was 16-8, this time it's Techno starting off strong. Having recovered from Mirage, a quick tap to the head of Mercury, and he wants to continue contesting. Advent to stop that contest, and Blitz is still unable to find anything. Score is the one coming in from behind and really giving it to them, still staying alive and fighting it away, but now he's going to bring out 4.
Has to stop them from getting access to that bomb as well, but they might just group up and try and double swing on this score. First player jumps over his crosshair, grabs the bomb, and Mosaic will finish off business as well. Rare Adam will take themselves into this pistol, but IHC kept them at bay for such a long period of time. You really thought that there was this edge that the CT side might have. Even with the backstab, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, you just can't have Blitz in that position, being unable to find a single frag. He had to get at the very least one. Once Techno's found the first and Blitz is playing short to cover off for the secondary monster peaks, it has to be done.
Yeah. Felt like he had all the advantages. Good recovery from Rare Adam in that last round, though. Jam Young kept things nice and level-headed.
2 scouts firing at the same time is a very loud noise.
It's ear-piercing.
Yeah, a little bit like a flashbang. Yeah, like a laser beam flashbang. Huh?
I've been shot at by a phase rifle.
The future is now.
Well, Rare Adam might just vandalize this bomb site. See if there are Phantom or not. Maybe even there are the Ghosts for IHC will strike once again. Techno, a ghost of his former self on the Mirage side of things, has been able to find opening kills in both the rounds so far into this game. Rare Adam ground to a halt, though. The tag onto Mosaic as well might even just push them back into that A bomb site.
God, they're so worried, and you have to be with 4 Deagles? Well, not the 3 Deagles and the Scouts, which might as well be one. This has got to be concerning. Remember, if Jam Young falls to Blitz especially, that's going to be a tragedy. 28 seconds, they are starting to circle back towards this A bomb site. Blitz has got to be careful. Long is going to be open, but he finds a kill before falling. Crucial. Gives up all the information they need, and now Nine's made his way over. Shot spin miss. If he'd found the tag, maybe still something to do over here. Kaze in through the wall. He's trying to get a couple of shots in, but bomb will be planted regardless. 2 and 2. 9! What a shot. Kaze sniped right out of here.
Jam Young's going to try as well to move around this smoke, but Nine has been so active. Jam Young's so crisp, though, and Techno's low HP, only with the Deagle in hand. Flashbang out, but blinding up both of them. Round the truck they go. It's ring around the Rosie, and whoever lands the next shot should probably just take it, but Jam Young has enough HP, and the full auto is well around the corner. Felt like a losing battle all the way through, but Jam Young just so important in these last 2 rounds. Was so clean in the pistol, but as well finds all of these kills on the bomb site.
Vital. Absolutely vital. Didn't look like he was going to have an opportunity once Nine was able to find the kill on Kaze, but even so, he scales up the truck and deals with each player very quickly. Regardless, not a round that IHC was particularly expecting to win, but would have been nice to steal that one away. Nice start to things. I was just about to criticize the fact that Nine probably shouldn't be going for Deagle Kevlar, but hey, man, you do you.
Got his hands on a Mac. See if he's going to continue to smack. I hate that I try that sometimes, but Rare Adam probably won't be sending someone solo con too frequently if they find successes like this. This is another round where IHC have found an opening kill and are not very likely to win it because the only real weapons they have are these Deags. I guess the Mac, but we won't put too much reliance on that.
It does have a Kevlar behind it, so potentially, you know, an angle can be found, especially if Nine can maybe move into a smoke and try and push out through it. Something on those lines. Oh, does end up moving into the smoke. Hand pushes out through it. Not quite the way we thought it would be. Blitz, good start to things. And he's going to try and pair up with the second. Keeps himself alive at the very least, though. So even if he does end up falling, Kaze gets another kill. Jam Young to recover, and it really is all just about that. Scaling onto the bomb site is scary against those Deagles, but they'll be able to do it at the end.
Yeah, the only reason these rounds have even been competitive is the fact that the Deagles have found so much impact, even the scouts that they invested into. But each and every time it gets dicey, Jamyoung is there to deliver. He's on 9-0 at the moment, averaging 3 kills a round. See the ADR, 278, so very much full kills at that. Not just finishing off business, he's the one delivering it. See if IHC are here to work at these corporate events or not. Full investment round from them. And immediate double Molotov into Playgrounds and Fountain. Seems like they wanted to take some control or at least detract from Rare Adam's ability to get aggressive. But look how fast Mosaic is through short.
Cabal's not expecting this at all. Oh, even so, very thorough about it, regardless. Uses the sandbags angle rather than trying to swing out in front of it, where he would have had the disadvantage. The distance obviously trumps all. That's generally the rule.
It's so weird as well. Watching that angle from Mosaic's POV, I was like, is this a thing? Felt like he was a little too close to the angle, didn't have full ability to see if somebody nestled their way into the corner like that, and then he falls victim to it. I thought he knew something better than I did. That's a little awkward.
Oh, Runboost isn't actually able to find the kill. Kaze will trade, but looked like it was smack dab on him. 9. Maybe just the jumping inaccuracy?
Yeah, landing inaccuracy can sometimes be a little hit or miss. Maybe wait a extra 0.25 seconds longer. That's a kill every day.
0.25 seconds, a long time. Counter-Strike days. Cabal will end up falling regardless, but they might end up expecting long to be clear. Still, due diligence being done by Kaze, and as he is slow walking forward, score will just be yet another freebie.
Yeah, caught score in transition, so now Bliss has to flurry his way back into the bomb site. Molly missed it back truck, though. It does mean that he has a bit more room to work with, and that will be Mercury's detriment as a result.
He's going to keep on fighting. Blitz has now forced the bomb away, and with Kaze dying, Blitz has got nothing to worry about. That nade does nothing. Smoke down in the middle to try and help him cross, but all that it's done is given Techno and Blitz a little bit more space and room on the bomb side. Jamyoung realizes and decides to back off. He's going to be thanking his lucky stars that death wasn't half a second later.
Yeah, it was on the very, very last possible second, so still gets the bonus money. Doesn't ultimately matter all too heavily. Rare Adam still have this lead, but the fact that IHC were able to claw things back, and it's, I think, large in part the fact that this molly misses. They would have heard the ticking onto Blitz had they realized quick enough that that molly didn't hit. All right, if the molly did hit, rather, they would have heard the noise, so would have ascertained Blitz's position quicker. Not to be, though. Small mistakes, they certainly add up. IHC's first round and Rare Adam onto pistols. You saw that they were hovering around 3K, and they didn't fancy investing around it. Could have afforded Galils and flashes, but wouldn't have been ideal. Oh, great flash.
Oh, so nicely done. Setting score up to just knock them all down. Bomb's been found as well on top of it, so you're going to be able to keep that economy very healthy. Guys, 5-on-2.
Yeah, he was the one with the SMG, recognized as well. He got the call from his teammate that they were on pistols, so I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's not something to, write an email about, at the very least. Zaya, however, turns away at the worst possible time. Score will be able to discover him and guarantee his 4th. IHC will be, of course, just a reminder to people, IHC will be trying to get some vengeance on this map. Of course, last time they played against Rare Adam, it was a 16-8 in the favor of the Chinese squad.
Ooh, solo buy up here from Mosaic. Rest of the squad are keeping to just their pistols. Kaze does go back to buy a flash and a smoke. See if he can set up this AK to have at least some level of success. But this is some of that young firepower that may be trying to be leveraged, or maybe Mosaic just snap bought. Felt like it was a late decision.
Well, late missed or not, he's fine with that as long as he keeps his life.
These HEs have not been very efficient here on IHC. Not sure that some of these lineups have been practiced, rehearsed, or what. Whatever they're doing, stop. Given a lot of room, though, to Rare Adam. I think fully respecting the idea that this is the possibility of a buy. The fact that they didn't invest in the last round properly, that they only had a half buy commitment, IHC might have lost track of what was possible and what was not.
I really like this boost in this round, actually. I think he gives a lot of information while still staying defensive, and it's something that can be punished when you've got more utility on the terrorist side, because obviously it's very easy to flash it off. But naturally, in a round where you're expecting an inferior buy, I don't hate it at all. Like I said, I quite like it.
35 seconds, and that one smoke has to go over towards this A-bomb site. Feels necessary. They have short water control on the CTs.
Ooh.
Score. Don't get antsy now.
Oh no, I think he might have just missed an opportunity for a double. Still, at least good for the first. Long play yet to reveal himself. That's Jam Young to come late to the party. Not a smoke indeed. He's set himself on fire. And fortunately for him, we'll be able to get back in time. But with 15 seconds left on the clock, regardless, the end result is the same. They're trying to find him, lining up and smacking him down. It's a cartoon show. Looks like he just smacked their heads together.
Oh, a bit of slapstick there. They have the comm that he's out towards long, and then running through a smoke, Advents turn the wrong direction altogether. Didn't get the updated info that he'd escaped back dice. Okay, a little confusing there, that's for sure for Rare Adam, but they do some damage to that CT side economy at the very least. You know, keep their money modest. They're not flying away in spite of the fact that they've now been able to win 3 straight. Now the proper investment in for Rare Adam. Advent's the one that takes the hit. Drop the rifle over to Mosea and takes the MAC-10 in response. We're taking a lot of damage to that Molotov, trying to just do the extra spam, just make sure Rare Adam can't round that corner. Could have been very vulnerable to that MAC-10, but wins the fight. It's Blitz instead.
Oh, Blitz. Okay, so much noise, and Mercury trying to capitalize on it, but not quite able to find it. Techno as well, getting a little bit antsy in his weapons, and these entries are too much to deal with. Score better come through clutch and try and recover if they want to have a chance here. Smoke down's gonna give him some space to cross over, and he had an opportunity, but not one he's able to take advantage of.
Yeah, 9 1v3 with this AWP, and while these players are low, I mean, there's just too many positions to clear. Molly just fades, and he's fancying his chances.
No.
If he gets gifted something, it might incentivize him.
I mean, the only thing he'll be gifted at this point is a bullet from the water player. It is missed. So maybe this is the opportunity taken. You know, this is your second chance. 9, maybe back off and save the op. But a couple of positions over here, you just don't have someone covering off the back. If you've got 2 players making noise running back from connector, you know, Mercury able to take advantage of that. Similarly, Techno fully caught out over there with his gun not fully out.
I've seen a couple of moments here from IHC where they have smokes out in their hands, or they're quick switching, or just a bit fidgety on these angles. And one time it almost came back to bite them. This round it certainly did. The Monster player wasn't fully ready for the double push out from Rare Adam. The fact that they pushed through that smoke. Also, a great understanding there from Rare Adam to punish the fullback out of con. As they realized that there were 2 players there, they knew that they had to escape somehow. 9, very aggressive. Past the molly on short, and even over towards the short side tunnel. Mosea is the only one left in charge of that B side.
I really like this response from Mosea to play closer to Monster as a result of hearing that Molotov being smoked off, though. Oh, he's even cheated past the smoke.
They're not going
to realize it at all. Exactly, Michael, because the op information, especially with admin making this kind of noise. But at the same time, who peeks first? Do they realize there's an op nearby? I think they must have heard the scoping sound.
Good flash, blinds him up, but not taking the peek. Mosea has so much ground. Yeah, it's a freebie. 9 had no idea he crept into the Monster side. But they lost info for quite a long time, so IHC, I think a big blunder here on this CT setup. A massive gap exploited, Score out in the open, fully flashed up, and that's going to be an incentive as well. The fact they're getting this bomb down, they already want to hunt these players out. Mercury keeping him trapped.
That round all just comes back to Mosea's path. It's so unfair.
No op for Score, and I mean, even Blitz saving his MP9, it's not the highest value. And yeah, you're 100% right. You know, the fact that not only is Mosea able to get across so quickly, but IHC just take a bit of a gamble that he's not just going to be nestled into that corner. They smoke it off aggressively and just hope that they can hold onto the short side tunnel. But that's really hoping that Rare Atom just aren't reading the map in the same way that they've got information.
In all fairness, I think that's not possible to cross over unless you have the best spawn. If you've got a worse spawn, it's very difficult to go for that cross comparatively, and obviously it depends on where 9 spawned as well. There's all those extra question marks around these things in CS, but could have maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure almost like second best spawn or third best spawn can actually get to the start of Monster before anyone can even take a peek. But somebody has to peek from Monster to make sure that it's clear, I would assume. It's because, like, if you try going off the short side, you actually meet them just as they're sort of entering the water on CT.
Yeah.
You can go with a pretty substantial rush timing on the T side.
Maybe I'm confusing this with the initial Monster peek from CT then.
Yeah, I think that's a possibility. Just because I think that should have been a possibility in their mind. Almost every time you even peek from the Monster side, there's even, I think, best spawn can get there across without you seeing them.
Okay, that might be possible in that case.
Just super difficult.
Yeah, spawns are just a little bit on, of course, all this. But regardless, really nicely done.
Yeah,
now,
just have a gamble, it didn't work, so...
Yeah. I think IHC's gamble in this round might be working. Don't know if it matters, so...
Well, they're in the right place.
Mm-hmm. The Deagle is in here. Oh, flashbang's being right... Oh, this is gonna be fun! Oh, they don't even throw the flashbang. Okay, they just keep on going in. Alright, that's fine too.
Yeah, whatever, man. Who needs utility? I feel like that was their approach to the opening side of Ancient.
No. That was who needs utility. Let's throw it all at once.
Yeah.
Well, Ancient is long far gone.
Yeah, good little bounce back here from Rare Atom. A rough opening map into this series, and came in swinging on Mirage, had a significant lead. It almost slips away from them. But now as well, moving into Overpass. Up to 6 rounds already here on this T side, when so many maps have swung more and more CT sided. Even with the nerfs to the A1S, you know, just the grenade dropping, the fact that A1S is so prevalent, and also CT AWPers, I think, have just gotten a lot better in general. It has been a uphill climb, and you would have expected IHC as well to put up some good numbers here in this first half, but Rare Atom already securing, I think, the minimum amount of rounds you really want on this T side. I think their CT holds have been pretty solid so far in this series. We just didn't get to really see it that much in the first map.
The fact that he keeps the spray going in those 3 kills, I rate that.
It's just confident.
Yeah. Nine from IHC doesn't actually end up connecting with any damage, surprisingly enough. Did their Molotov just not land? The second one?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, maybe they don't want to throw it out. I'm not entirely certain about it. But regardless, you have Rare Atom having expended all of their fire-based utility, I guess. They've got 1 smoke left and a whole lot of flashes.
Oh,
not actually
much safer than it was.
Ooh, Mercury
After the bathroom smoke, yeah, they do spot each other, but 1 bullet, score can't escape.
CT still have plenty of utility if they want to try and re-aggress and retake Banana, though.
Yeah, their opponents might have missed out on all their Molotovs, but they've still got a little extra. Kazu's actually heading back over towards B with that bomb. Mercury just falling away from Banana. Yeah, this seems to be the intended target. 35 seconds. Rare Atom are really composed to take this one. Kazu just making sure the flank is open. And actually, no, they're rerouting. They're going A instead.
And Scores in an excellent position over here. I think he might have spotted at the legs. I don't want to make a call on that one. 20 seconds. Smoke's going to be dissipating. Flash is dodged out. Score good for 1. Trying to switch to the pistol, but nothing to do with it. Bullets running out a bit too quickly. Misses the old M4A1, perhaps. Nine, okay, reloading with 8 seconds left on the clock and them scaling onto the bomb site. Bomb will drop, and now it's all about trying to die before time runs out. They will be able to fight their way to competition, if nothing else, but gets scary in the end, even if the bomb couldn't be planted.
Yeah, one survivor and Rare Atom have more than enough money to reinvest into this, while IHC don't have that luxury. They've been trying to establish their CT side money for such a long time. See the risk that Score is taking just by spamming that smoke, expecting the hit to have come out, and only getting 1 kill for his troubles. You're right, you know, you wish he had 5 extra bullets. But Rare Atom are fine to play that type of game. If it comes down to 1v1s, IHC will eventually bleed dry. That utility is not cheap.
Damage dealt initially. Technos want to break first blood, but the trade is instant. Cabal, MP9 nearby, inside the smoke. Now he goes. They don't have any flashes, so don't even think about him being flashed out of Monster. There is no chance of that whatsoever. Instead, they'll have to try and go for a bit of a 1-2 split, and with the... Oh, dear. Cabal. Using the 1 flash recovered from Techno's body to just try and back off. And it still will be a commitment to the B bomb site from Rare Atom. There are plenty of people here to meet them.
Yeah, double smoke, double molly. These are what's available here to Rare Atom. Tried to, I think, molly... Oh, actually... Intentional for the spot. Make sure they don't have to clear close wood. Jamyoung ISO the fight onto barrels, and Cabal Molotov forward. Okay, didn't have to take that duel. Score does feel like he has to take a fight or two to at least whittle down the numbers. They've taken a lot of damage here on Rare Atom.
Bomb can be planted. 9 can't get in position to try and deny so far into the flashbang. Dodged out. 9 still postured on top of heaven. Tries to give out the fake dropping sound, but it doesn't quite go into the water initially. And Scores now fighting all alone. Kaze trades out. 9 drops down. Still waits for the double swing. Kaze doesn't even need it.
Man, great patience and comms there from Rare Atom just in that 2v1. As soon as they heard that leg break, immediate double swing out from them. They really thought that IHC had all they needed to have stopped that in its tracks. You know, they as soon as they lose one player, they immediately start putting extra players into the B bomb site, kind of making up for the lost presence. And Rare Atom didn't show any presence elsewhere. Good little mix up here into the openings of round number 12. Score getting a little boost up, and Blitz can take the rifle and run away. This is a low buy. I mean, the fact that Score's the only one that invests, the rest of the team didn't move or budge an inch.
I hope they don't save these 2 rifles. I know they need the money, but at the same time, we'd like to see a little bit of a Hail Mary attempt at trying to bring the half back in their favor a little bit more. So you really can't let Rare Atom get away with double digits potentially here. But
Yeah,
I like
that
the
appears
boost.
to be the plan.
Yeah.
Boosts up on both sides of the map, so really trying to leverage these rifles best they can.
Smokers reveal the position that they are intending to commit to, at least that's what they think so. With connector control, still plenty of time for Rare Atom to veer away and change course. Deep Malo. He's going to have an opportunity very soon. The op is maybe even pre-firing into him. Flashbang will keep him blind so he can't really aggress too quickly. 9 sitting inside the smoke with a knife out, hoping to get a quick little shank in there. And Cabal might be traded, but 9 now realizes this smoke's going to run out pretty damn soon. Bomb's being planted, he peeks out, drops it there, and now the rifles can come into play. Jamyoung can't clutch and save the day.
Not this time. Not this time indeed. I mean, I can't believe 9 has pulled off a sneaky move like that. Just sits inside of this smoke for so long that Advent, just as that smoke's about to expire, feels like he has to get that bomb planted, because once the smoke's expired, those Heaven players get access and eyes onto the bomb site. Felt like their only window of opportunity, and 9 was there to deny. What a sneak. I
Honestly,
just can't believe he's pulled that off.
Ninja.
Yeah.
A lot of damage to Mercury initially as he's trying to peek out quickly and get some control to party along, but is there going to be anything to come off it? Because 9 seems to be expecting this exact play.
Nope. Nine got that long aggression dealt with. You said he was ready to take a duel like it and smoke down, see if he can maybe escape with that as well. But right now, not falling back. Jamyang actually trying to close in on that gap around the other side of toilets. Flash in. Nine, dead man walking.
Beautiful. Nine was hoping to set up for Score to be able to come through and get some trade kills and be in a position to succeed, but just the timing's not matching up that way. Ray Adam will not wait for them to go on with their hijinks. Oh, actually, Jamyang could be caught out over here. Elbow spotted out. Score doesn't want to contest too heavy, though. Not for now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, Cabal. Smoke gave him away. Advent hard clearing it. A 4-on-3. Techno spots the back of Jamyang, though, so an opportunity to answer one back. Score delivering on that B site, but those two players that are moving into that bomb site are still a nuisance, and Jamyang's found a kill as well. Techno trying to escape out of Con, make sure that there isn't a timing where Jamyang cuts him off, but right now, Jamyang feels very, very aware to that possibility. Spots him. Techno revealed. It's too difficult. They now know exactly where he's coming from. These three players positioned perfectly in the post plant. Techno forced to save. Might even be denied it from doing so. Right now, Jamyang's just toying with him.
Man, the fact that Jamyang is spotted out multiple times in connector, stays alive, and gets 2 kills to prevent any sort of retake attempt is so impressive.
I felt like he was given a cloak of evasion or something.
Yeah. Man's gone and bought a butterfly.
We're allowed to reference that, right? It's another Valve game.
Yeah. So, this is where I'm getting a little bit worried about what IHC have displayed to us so far, Michael. We've seen a couple of times over that they lose track of what's going on to the monster push side. Obviously, earlier on was Mosaic, now over here. IHC are reacting effectively, but it doesn't seem like they're getting the reads out.
Yeah, and it feels like they're actually relying on some of these individual risks to work out. Like, for example, Nine got the opening kill with the AWP and actually had an opportunity to back away from Long. He threw the smoke to try kind of allow for that possibility, and then he just hung around for far too long. You know, he waits for the bathrooms flash. I mean, that doesn't work with him. He doesn't have a teammate with him either, so he was very isolated. I feel like they're relying on these individuals to just stick to their spots and be able to make the right mid-round reads, but right now, not everyone on the same page.
Kaze is watching out for the aggression from Score. He is so aware of this possibility. Oh, Nine peeks forward. Kaze discovered. He wasn't expecting the aggression to come from Nine initially. Score's always the man to trade. Score doesn't go first.
Yeah, Kaze just primed on the wrong angle first, so...
Yeah.
5-on-3, Rare Adam moving into B, and 1 kill from Mosaic, but it instantly traded. No one scaling into the bomb site with him. Jamyang went through Monster. Has the bomb in his back as well, and he has been a monster himself. 20 and 7 at the moment, and wants to try and take these fights, but he's lost his teammate. Has to be a 1v4 if Jamyang were to pull this off.
Needs to at least put some damage in, but even that's going to be completely missed out. You've got 4 players keeping rifles forward. Their utility is going to be fantastic. The only thing missing will be the AWP for 9. Even so, IHC to get to 6, not terrible, and they are set up for 7 with the kind of money that Rare Adam has.
They've got what they needed out of this half. I think the Rare Adam T sides have been a little bit harder to look at than their CT side performances. I think in general this game has kind of shown that for both sides. So aggro. Once again, this 1-2 combo of 9 and Score trying to deliver a bit of damage in towards middle, and they're successful. But up con are Rare Adam very quick. In fact, they were hot on their heels, but the smoke down front toilets does keep them at bay.
Score needs to find this kill on Kaze. If he's able to drop the bomb over here, then the connector players are going to be forced to activate. He's got the slightly disadvantageous position with the M4A1. The barrel's always going to stick too far forward, regardless of where you're looking out to. And with the 2 kills that Rare Adam have found, suddenly things become a little bit more reliant on Blitz than ever before. Needs to pull off a miracle round. Starts off nicely with Advent falling, but that's just the Mac 10. Techno flashes overhead to try and initiate the retake, but he's going to be forced back to bank with a smoke down on the garbage bins. Kaze covering off long, still waiting for a push to come through. CTs do have kids, but they need to make their move fast. Blitz, pre-fires Mercury, instant death delivered. And now it's all down to Mosea and Kaze. Mosea still waiting out in toilets. Kaze on the side itself, smoked off, but given space because of that smoke. Techno takes it right back. IHC will find the 7th round and will clutch on for dear life. The question is, can they continue on in the second, or will Rare Adam take it away? We'll be back after a break to find out.
What's up?
Seven and 8 is about as close as the first half as we've had across this entire series. Question is it going to continue to be close, or is it time for Rare Adam to shine on the CD side?
It's a hard question to ask me. I have no answers for you. We'll have to see how this pistol delivers. The utility's there for IHC, and the jump over as well breaks down the setup for Rare Adam. Mercury still hovering around over at the close side of Long and trying to keep them busy. Techno's still trying to challenge on this duel, but they go for ISO duels. They don't actually line up the double swing in time, and Mercury gets the full reload off. Meanwhile, Jamyoung's got his kill. Oh, it's all a bit scrappy, and everyone's here for Rare Adam now. IHC have staggered and slowed down to a halt. Mercury just dodging bullets left and right. Another full reload commitment, and he's still lining up duels. Nobody can kill anyone.
I didn't realize it was possible to reload that many times in a duel. Even though IHC have
so low.
They are, but IHC have also maybe got a small window of opportunity if they're able to get the quick heaven smoke out, but they do it from underneath instead. Mercury will have crossed over, but the bomb can't say the same about that. Okay, maybe it's time for another reload to come through. Flashbang forward, they're trying to push and commit. Mercury will finally fall. And Advent, sure, good for the first, but Cabal still around the corner. Both one bullet away from death. It doesn't matter whether it's to the head or not. Maybe with the Glock, he's got a slight disadvantage, but Advent just waiting patiently. Knows that time is ticking away, though. No kid on him, needs to push out, and Advent will recover. Rare Adam find themselves at 9th after one of the most chaotic series of duels you're ever gonna see.
Yeah, that was probably the scrappiest pistol round I've ever borne witness to. I mean, just so many fights where it feels like nobody could land a headshot. Everyone getting tagged down to low HP for this final clutch moment, and Advent on that slither of health, I mean, finds this very, very sharp kill onto Blitz, and then afterwards, just the patience to wait out Cabal. That pistol round was different. Oh, it's just different.
Indeed it was.
And things started out well for IHC. You know, they got the double entry, and they just, I don't think, really knew where they wanted to go after they got those opening 2 kills, because there was a third man hovering, and they felt like they wanted to punish him.
They did want to, they just weren't able to.
Yeah, and just all those missed shots really came back to bite them. By the time they were able to recommit to a double swing, there were 3 players on Rare Adam willing to fight.
Look, even in the end of it all, it's not like they weren't given the chances. The fact that the bomb was even able to cross over was basically a miracle. Mercury had to miss another 3-4 bullets to let that happen as well. So that's
both sides had their chances to close out that round much quicker.
Absolutely. Ooh, deep flashbang. Mercury wants to get aggressive behind it. Got to be careful with the Galils on the other side. These are not free duels. That's what Kaza is about to find out.
Little target pull to keep Mercury in check through the wall, so it's only 5 HP, but Blood Splatter will confirm that there was somebody lingering around at the very least.
Very fast rotations out from Rare Adam back towards the safe bomb site, though. They're getting ready to commit and do it in the form of aggression, perhaps? Jamyoung is yet to rotate over, but still in a good position to do so. Need be. Flashes end up lining out the CTs. Mosaic good for only 1. And IHC are taking over, but Mercury's still alive. He still wants to continue committed. Too many players to choose between. And Jamyoung, who had a fantastic first half, this would truly be a miracle if he's managing to get this one snuck out.
Yeah, they're trying to bait him into Score's position so close. Angle that's very frequently hard cleared as well, but Jamyoung doesn't fancy his chances. Too many positions to deal with. Could have been so much progress by the assault of IHC, and Score's on the hunt to try and deal with his weapon. IHC will be able to take the secondary round. The fact that they were willing to challenge so freely up through middle was a bit of a mistake there from Rare Adam. As soon as they lose that opening man, even in spite of all that reinforcements, they bring in those MP9s, and dealing with multiple players in a row like that at sort of these mid-range duels, you're never going to be in the healthiest of places. You have to land that instant headshot if you want a chance.
What's the plan for the CT side over here?
Yeah, there is some good news with the fact that they saved that A1S. Force buy from Rare Adam. It's not the most egregious. Winning the pistol and then losing the second round is about the worst thing that can happen to you in terms of your loss bonus.
Oh dear. Jamyoung really blinded out. Now, are they going to be keeping an eye out for this, or will it even matter if they are? Jamyoung is going to keep the duel going. Techno has had most of his life taken away. Rear Adam, don't try to commit to recover that AK, though. And that could end up saving a few of their lives as Advent pushing forward. Shots missed, coming right back from the pistol. Of course, he was the one actually hitting shots in the pistol round, but now Mosaic been flashed up by his teammate as he's trying to move back over. Deagle's not really connecting for him. There's some damage dealt, but Jamyoung will have to be the one doing the heavy lifting. With a saved M4, that's what we were expecting anyway, but maybe not to this extent. Peeking on the corner, gets himself another freebie, and a second on top of it. Blitz all alone with 21 HP. This round seems all but gone at this stage. 6 HP on him. Do they realize how low he is, or is it all unconfirmed damage?
Hard to know for certain. The time that Blitz has as well, he can wrap around it in a number of different ways. You can see Mercury as well trying to make it so he only has to worry about one of these fights. Blitz might be a dead man walking. Has to be a real crisp shot.
It is.
Mercury just too sharp. Yeah, crisp on the wrong side of it.
Yeah.
Thought maybe Blitz might find a timing where he's just hovering and looking at that smoke as well, because even if he throws that smoke down, has to be a little bit worried about potential of a push, but his teammate was watching for it as well. Very
Gotta
inventive.
really put some respect on the Jamyoung name, though, because of the first half that he had was... a tendency we've had across this entire series is that you see a player with 20 kills at the end of the first half, and then they're not really able to continue on the same way. Jamyoung has done so far.
Yeah, he had a flying T-side. Was
Yeah.
really a reason why Rare Adam were so competitive in so many of the rounds. Even in the rounds that were lost, it felt like he was always there to deliver the last 1 or 2 kills. Yeah, the fact that he's keeping on pace is certainly a good sign for Rare Adam. Really interested to see what IHC do with this buy that they've gone in with. Got 2 smokes, 2 flashes. Sorry, 3 smokes. See if they can bait something out of Rare Adam in terms of responses. Kaze does spot a bit of presence over towards bathrooms, but only the one player is spotted. Give us the rifle as well, so maybe a little confirmation that there's a buy on the table. They're leaning. Rotate's coming here for Rare Adam.
It's really going to come down to just whether or not the Deagle shots are going to be hit or not. The utility from the CT side isn't enough to deter them from just bull rushing forward. Smoke down on garbage, they better start rotating soon. Mercury pushes forward, Kazis found a miracle shot. I think that was jumping up as well. And Mercury, he's revealed his position, but they're still not checking his angle. Mosaic covering off as well to trade, and Kaze just keeps it going.
Another. And does. Got the earlier tag on Cabal, but almost every one of these fights the players were tagged up. The only one that was different was this opener. It forced Score to pick up that AK as well. It had only been in his hands for about 4 seconds before Kaze finished off the job. Had all the teammates he needed round him after that first pick. Adam, a nice clean round, all things considered, down to Glocks or IHC. Oh. And now he doesn't need no scout. One-shot weapon, much better.
You gotta be afraid if Kaze starts feeling himself to the point where he just wants to start getting aggressive and wide-swinging you with an op.
Yeah, a massively momentum-based AWPer. Really feel it, especially on maps like Inferno, where he just hits shot after shot. He starts being a little bit more wild with his peaks.
Yikes. I was sure Mercury was dead there.
What's the worst he could do? Dink him twice? 3 times?
Yeah, I suppose. Burst fire him down with a quick triple dink.
Only ever seen that once. And you only need 2 with the Glock when it's real close.
Well, even so, this should be just a freebie comparatively. The only question is how many players can Rare Adam keep alive. Let's not forget that their economy is not stable in the slightest. Oh, well, Mercury knew that one was coming from a mile away. Rush coming forward, Kaze will find 9, and Mosaic to shut down Blitz. So yeah, it looks like it should be all 5 players kept alive. Kaze, I honestly quite appreciate the aggressive peaks coming out, even if it could have been against a potential Deagle or 2. just the ability to mitigate. I mean, if you're feeling confident, especially the ability to mitigate the economic damage by getting aggro with an op is really important, because very often rifles can just go pick it up later on otherwise anyway. You know, you've got a player nearby to cover him.
It can be a little scary as well, because it can also be a spot that's nade stacked in sort of these half-buy, low-buy rounds. But we are willing to take the risk, just for information. Also, if you nade stack that spot, it's also a little bit hard to secure that damage, because they see that nade coming from a mile away.
Yeah. That just means you're not throwing enough nades.
Yeah. I think you need 4 to really confirm a kill, and that's a bit of a commitment. Rifles out, no ult for IHC, so challenging Kaze at these distance duels will be much more difficult. Might actually lean them to go for a B-sided play as well, especially because Kaze's been hovering around that A site so frequently. But this is where the change-up happens. Peeking off of short instead is Kaze. Big taking fights in mid, over at Dice. Thinks IHC might try and bypass him, and he'd be right. And you can't escape Kaze.
Yeah, you absolutely can't. He's just so willing to get mobile once he starts feeling himself. Like you said, momentum-based, but then I think it's even more apt for him, because once he starts moving, he just wants to keep moving and moving and moving as well, not just momentum-based in his aim. Read on the game. Oh, beautiful. That's just gorgeous. Exactly what we're talking about. And as IHC try to scale up, Kaze is still waiting around the corner. A headshot, no less. It's overkill, and I love to see it.
Oh, flashes. One too many. Actually, one from his teammate that blinds him up. Could have hunted down 9, but we'll finish it off with the AWP instead. On for an ace is Kaze, and it will be so fitting. He has been red hot these past few rounds. Almost pulled an ace out on Mirage as well. Another firm victory for Rare Adam. One that took a little bit to take over the line. And Blitz might just walk into the crosshair. Oh, come on now.
Hey man, Jamyang's got to keep the spotlight on himself as well. It's not his fault Kaze just going out there and getting all the kills.
I bet he was the one who team flashed him too.
Oops, sorry. Well, regardless, so I don't think Kaze is going to be too unhappy about the lack of the ace when he's hitting shots like those.
Not at all. Feeling nice and good here on Rare Adam.
Okay,
he goes.
Nine's going to try and get aggressive. Up short quickly. That's the call made by him, but he should be expected. Molotov to cover off any possibility of him having a rest and a resmoke being primed up for Monster in the meanwhile.
Seems like rotates on the cards here for Mosea. Throws a smoke over to his teammate just to make sure they can re-smoke that long position. Mercury getting forced back over at the A side of things, though. IHC at least securing some control. Keeping their options open, still holding on to Connector as well, but making sure the Bathroom's presence is at least known here for Rare Adam.
IHC just... You can't catch a break, even with the pistols. You don't see any of these Deagle shots connecting. You don't see anyone saying, hey, man, you know, he's peeking back out with an AWP. Maybe we can just catch him on the peak. Nothing of the sort is happening at all. Kaze, even when you're getting spam on him, you can't actually bring him down. Oh, dear.
Flash didn't make it. I think he wanted to re-challenge in from map, but now it's to rely on Mosea to keep him at least a little bit more safe.
I mean, Mercury's found the bomb in the back lines. They have to turn back for it. Kaze, sure, he's lost his teammate, but Mercury's going to be able to aggress forward. Even a little bit of assistance from Advent to close things out. 14-8. Rare Adam. I have to say, it doesn't look like this team realizes they were 16-0 2 maps ago.
No, yeah, it's a complete recoil, a complete rebound, where it's like they've just internalized that somehow. The locked memory that even they don't remember. We'll probe in the interview, though, so they better unlock it for us.
Oh, this was the best of 5? Nah, it was just the best of 3 from the start.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Man, the difficulties continue for IHC on their T side. Both teams have had a bit of a struggle this half of the map, but we saw Rare Adam have a pretty solid start to Overpass that IHC couldn't contain quite so easily.
They're getting set up for a B-sided execute. They need to be able to get a bit of momentum before Rare Adam gets to serious points again. We saw the problem on Mirage. It doesn't matter if you don't have a little bit more to work with. And now Advent flashed off, dropped down, good for one, but his teammates have got to step up, and Jamyoung's not able to do so. A Score and Blitz are able to get a couple of quick ones, and Advent is going to be found out soon as well. Good for him that he finds a second, though, and that gives some space for Kaze to try and make a move. Molotov over might force him into a position where Mercury can exploit as he's coming in for the backstab, but Kaze has to keep them busy in the meanwhile. Oh, peek back from 9 does reveal where Mercury is. Mercury keeps on going. He's good, too! He's just winning everything out. Kaze even sees the feet of Cabal inside the smoke, man. Is there anything you can do if you're IHC?
I mean, that felt like a round that they were going to secure each and every time, but as soon as that flank is that successful there from Mercury, it all comes crumbling down. I mean, just the...
After being spotted.
I know. And to think Kaze as well plays it so passively just to allow that flank to come through, because you are relying on heroics there. That's something that was going to be checked from IHC. It was, but Mercury just hit all the shots he needed to, hit the damage on 9 just before he rounded the corner, and then could just finish off both of those kills 2 to 1 bullet each. Yeah, they just can't do any wrong coming into this map. They already had that 1 map advantage coming in from the upper bracket. Yeah, best of 5, best of Schmive. They've just completely trounced on the idea.
Well, maybe this is where IHC can pull up that same miraculous comeback that they almost made on Mirage. 10 rounds in a row is exactly what they would need to get the map point now. Oh dear. That wasn't intentional.
10 rounds in a row.
I mean, that's what they got on Mirage.
Yeah,
now if they get it, they'll be on 18.
Yeah, they would be at 18, yeah. Not enough to win the game if they went to overtime, but...
And map point, that's all I'm giving.
Yeah, that's all they need. Something, change of pace. The fact they've got the opening kills in this round is certainly a door opened. Just because they have the advantage doesn't mean the rounds are over. We already learned that from Mirage.
They've been a bit too accustomed to having the door smacked close on their face at this point. Good flash, though. Keeps the boosted player blind, and Mosea's been tagged up as well as mollied off and finished off. Advent, gotta say, almost suffered the same fate. But
yeah.
They'll be trying to save these two.
They're getting spammed from the short water player as well, so they're just slowed down in that Molotov. Somebody needed an extinguisher, but no smokes were available, and I don't imagine that these rifles are going to be saved over here as well for Rare Adam. They are on the hunt. IHC with every single player pretty healthy. Kaze does eventually get spotted. Wanted to see if he could play trigger discipline, but eventually should be sorted. Scorer taking a tag in the chest, but through the edge of the wall, just barely survives, and will survive to take him down as well. That one's going to hurt. Money's good on a couple of the players here for Rare Adam, but we'll need to buy in for their teammates.
They should still be fine for 2 rounds or so.
Yeah, just about a couple rounds. I mean, this might be a breaking point where they have to decide between a half buy or a full buy.
Oh, Kaze. You have to love the fact that they immediately Molotov out deep, but only deep playground, not to the stairs themselves, so Kaze has the opportunity to go for that first pick.
Yeah, usually they've been throwing both, but you know, just deciding to change it up just so that he can get a bit clearer vision. Asking him, what is your molly obscuring somebody?
Score. Oh no, that's a second time we've seen him drop, and it would have maybe even just been a frag there. He really did look like he was primed up for it. Blitz now reveals his position as well. The bomb is nearby. They need to be so careful not to over-aggress in these situations, but they've given up more info than maybe they can afford to.
They're going to try it again. This time Jamyoung's looking for it. Oh, made out, and that's the wrong timing.
Surely they don't do it twice, right? That's what the call is at the very least. 3 smokes out over. Okay. Bit of overkill over there. I think that's a double heaven smoke, but Kaze is not going to be flashed up at all, unless it's by his own teammate.
Anti-rush
This
flash.
is... yeah.
All good. Nobody came in the end.
Mercury going to be a pivotal factor at
gotta
this
move.
point. Mercury should be able to find a kill or 2 over here. He gets 1 backs off Cabal. Good for a frag, but remember the bomb's all the way over towards the A side. So if Advent had realized that there was still an opening, even so, Blitz will locate and destroy.
I don't really know what the call was there, I'll be honest. It felt like they were trying to go for a bit of a fake towards this B bomb site. They just go for this explosion, but the bomb making its way up top side con. You know, winning that fight was so crucial. Mercury had a chance to drop that bomb, and IHC would have had nothing to play for, effectively. But they win their fights, they kill everyone, and the bomb's not even a necessity. It's a bit of a strange way to end the round, considering how low that timer was, but Rare Adam really convinced that it was going to be a full B commitment. No, I do believe this is a tactical timeout. I'm curious as to who, because I feel like for IHC that was not exactly how they tailored that round. You know, I think they understood just as well as we did that that was a very losable set of circumstances.
Yes.
Probably should have lost, but they keep themselves afloat up to double digits and within 5.
They're going for the same play again. Techno, oh dear. He sees Kaze, that's gazing into the eyes of death for sure. Another B-side hit might be in the cards here for IHC at this stage. It's been working out slightly better for them. They have been getting the entries at the very least, and hey, if they get a slow work hit in particular, it's great, but you're also very heavily relying on certain mistakes to happen, you know, them to not hit those deagle shots, because there is very much a stack here. Mercury's made his way over to heaven as well from the looks of things, and Advent, he spotted out the shadow, that's for sure. Now he's just waiting for a flashbang to come through, anything of the sort, just for the call to be made. And as the flash goes over to prevent the rush, the smoke is too deep. There's no recovery from behind it. And as players are dropping into water to try and stack it up, Blitz will instead move out of the smoke into them. Score's got 3 in the meanwhile. He just saved the day all on his own.
Yeah,
that could have been very dangerous.
And Kaze doesn't even save that AWP. You know, felt like that was what the plan was kind of set up for. If they went to that B-bomb site and Kaze couldn't get there in time, it was all about saving that ult, but that wasn't even a possibility. They were so preoccupied with these players coming around pillar, especially because they just got ahead of that smoke. Score just gets 3, pushing up through bridge. All the focus on his teammates. Now what do you do if you're Rare Adam? Now their money situation is even in kind of a more awkward spot, because this feels like another situation where you half buy. Once again, IHC are closing in on that gap, and this time you can't dictate the flow. You know, on Mirage, they were on that T side and they were struggling to get rounds, and it was eventually the faster-paced play with pistols that brought them over the line. But if you are falling victim to these entry kills, and IHC are able to get a little bit more space on that T side, especially with the game getting closer and closer, it's harder as a CT side to justify going for some of these aggro plays, because your ability to sort of facilitate them is actually more difficult. You don't have as much utility sometimes into these later rounds.
At the same time, I wouldn't hate it if they just tried to maybe go for some sort of aggression into short water or anything of that sort. Just try and get hyper aggressive somewhere outside of just keeping an eye on.
For sure, the risk is usually worth it, but it's just it's a mentality thing that can be hard to 100%. Break past when you don't have as much util.
Absolutely. Advent right now he is breaking past mentalities and heads. Jamyang finding Cabal in the meanwhile. A 4-3 with an 8k recovered, and Mercury out on long. This is a slightly concerning position to find yourself in if you're IHC.
Peek out monster. Ooh, they spotted him, and fresh smoke down there for Advent. They want to chase this, and Blitz, that's a crucial fight to be losing out on. Techno at least finding the trade right back, but still into this 3-on-2. Deagles still swarming in towards this B-bomb site. Jamyoung's at least on an island for a little bit, but he's been a tough man to beat past 100 ADR and adding more to the tally. Techno, all that stands between IHC and a loss.
Such difficult positions to clear the CTs from as well. This is a one-way smoke, and Mosea will